Okay, is this thing on? It is. It is excellent. It is on. All right. Let's see. Looks like we haven't started yet. Hello, everyone. We are today casting the Fight Night Round 3 game between Sep K, otherwise known as Exile Ox, and The King. Which should be very fun, and I expect to be starting in about 5 minutes. Just let me check. I've had a couple of problems with my chatbot in the past couple of streams, so let me just see if this damn thing works. Okay, it works. Excellent. Oh, oops. That's not supposed to happen. And yeah, that just sends you to the correct sheet. Excellent. Okay. Okay. Yes, the rest of the commands appear to be back to working. It's I don't know why the last couple of streams it was like super whack. Okay, for some reason Hoshiko is still broken. I don't understand it. What the hell? Is it a global cooldown thing? It could be just a global cooldown thing. but I'll figure it out. It's so weird. Okay. Well, since we are all waiting here, let me just see if I can plot the. There we go. There's the list. And we are exactly on. This is the first. Yes, the first matchup. Virgin and Biotech 1 versus Unband Neurofire 1. So this is on the left we have Sebastian K, on the right is the King. And we will see. Actually, let me check if Bar is available. Right. Yeah, but yes, these are the deck lists. Not sure which will be playing first, but I think we have decks. We have players up already. Just let me double confirm that. Go. Excellent. Okay. Okay. Guess we can put on a little bit of music before it actually starts. There we go. It's still bit too loud. There we go. Okay, that's fine. But yeah, what do we have here? So, it looks like Seb K will be playing court first. So I do believe both players are on the exact same 49. Not unsurprising, since this was kind of like a brainchild of like both the two of them as well as myself. Just the Skunkworks op, which has been resurgent in the meta recently, and I do feel it is like one of the best decks in the meta at locking out specifically the Lu deck. Against Hoshiko, maybe not so much, but against Lu, I find it to be quite effective, and that's really where the idea came from. But okay, we have Kikai, who of course is streaming for not streaming. I am streaming. Kikai is oracling for the King today, and I guess one of the tidbits of information that not everyone may be aware of is that Sebastian K actually was the King's Oracle yesterday during the AMT, the Sunset AMT, which he won. And now they're playing against each other, you know. The conquering champion versus the prodigal son or something. I don't know, I'm not a poet. Basically the same as the King won AMT with yesterday, yes. Well, I mean, this is standard list, right? So, I mean, as I understand that the King, of course, had to replace the Rashidas, and my understanding is he replaced them with like envelopments, like an addition envelopment and like a regolith or something. I'm not 100% clear on the exact list. And I'm not sure if it's going to be published. I mean, Sunset is Sunset. I don't know. Like, it's not a very long-lived format anyway, right? Right, looks like we are basically good to go. So yeah, this is just a standard version. The bad cards replaced with Rashida Jahim and Sepke off the races. Hedge Ice installed server 1. So odds of Rashida being quite good. Pretty freaking good. Although this was a mulligan for Sepke, so if it was, it's a pretty good mulligan. So the king just going for click 1, run server 1. Probably forces a rest sandstone. Yep, just ETR. We can turn the music down now. Okay. And Botchless and run back, very nice actually. And it's a Rashida. It's a Rashida. Very hits up. And I do believe the king is on 3 Rashidas in 3 Botchless in his list. That's right. Yeah. I know some lists, mine included, go back down to 2, which honestly on Unband is probably a mistake. And we see a Lego come down, excellent value generation over the long period for these mulch decks. Sepke, draw. Of course, this remote is super compromised now with this Watchless on Sandstone, but still going in for it. Okay. Just saying to the king, I don't believe you want to come in here with going to 1 credit, even if you can get in for basically free. And if you get it again, you are delaying your flip back for another turn, which is gonna hurt your econ a bit more. Yeah, Sunset it is going to be the last Sunset event ever. Funny how that works. So we will only ever have two Sunset AMT winners, actually, now that you think about it, which will be the King as well as Dragons 1 Rule, who won the one in February. We should get them both to do a playoff for the ultimate the ultimate Grand Sunset Champion, you know. But that's neither here nor there. Although interesting to note that both players won Sunset the AMT with Anak and Wayland. The King vs Dragons. Yeah, now that you mentioned. Okay, Regolith is the access from server 1. Okay, I guess this was very calculated from the King. Like, getting in 1 credit is enough to trash Rashida. And Alice access, very nice. You know, while you are, if you're gonna stay flip, you might as well get more accesses while you're at it. You're gonna run back. Oh god, that is not good. What a snipe, honestly. And it's spending his last credit on this fermenter, so not losing anymore on the Hoshiko flip side. Very good efficiency there, and yeah, I mean Sepke losing 4 points to single access on turn 2 is not where you want to be. Yeah, he is extremely good at the game. I mean, one does not simply get to win 2 AMTs in 2 months without being just a little bit good. And I'm not sure actually. I probably have to go back and run the numbers. I mean, AMTs have been running for about a year now. I think just about a year since they were introduced at the start of 23. And I don't know if anyone has won more than 1 AMT. Oh, refer to access? Yeah. I know exactly what you meant. Let's go. Install and click Regolith. Yeah, that's very reasonable. And I suppose that, I mean, if I would be inclined if I was the mulch player now to just let this Regolith go and get your flip back and conserve your energy for the next attack on Centrals. I mean, you are in a really good spot now with 4 points in turn. You can afford to pump the brakes a little bit. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I'm not sure if there's been another player with multiple AMT wins. It's possible that Man in the Moon has gotten 2 AMT wins. I'm not sure about that one. But definitely the King is the only one in recent memory. And has Augustus won multiple AMTs? I'm not sure about that one. Yeah, it's definitely something we can go and check it. It's definitely something for the history books. So the King click one draw. Nothing much going on here. And just 3 creds. Okay, discarding a card. Discarding Conduit. Okay, well, I mean, Conduit is like a pretty sick win con against Op with like the amount of agenda density that RND gets to at the stage of the game. But obviously not on this economic state, and of course you can always chip it back later if you want. Okay, Sep K emptying Regolith econ problems for the rest of the game almost certainly solved 100%. Like this kind of rush up deck doesn't generally need that much money. Like you gotta rest a bunch of like 5 and 4 cost ice and that's about it. Envelopment, Hortum, Winchester, blah blah blah. And I guess upgrades aren't cheap, but you know, 19 credits last a long time. But okay. We go cred, install, knock, and run. So this is charging the fermenter. So next turn, so you of course you get your flip, which is the main objective. And fermenter takes up to 4, and going on 5 next coming turn. That's a cool 10 credits. That brings the King up to 11 credits at the start of turn 5. So Sepke, of course, has the option to purge here, but that's a little bit counterproductive considering that Archive is open. Of course, if he has a Maverus, that could be like a very good tempo positive way of like progressing, like continuing to build the board while denying fermenter value. That's always something that you can consider. Inner tank a little bit right now. Pay the tithe, exactly. Axel, multiple AMT losses. Yeah, you and me both, brother. You and me both. Actually, is that right? How many AMTs have I played? I've played like 3. I'll go check it out later. I have the ABR tab right here. You can go check claims later. I know I personally haven't claimed my CBI placement yet, which is a little bit of a oversight on my part. Well, we'll just go a manual purge from Sepk here. Oh, very interesting. I mean, the fermenter and the botch would both take up to 1. The King can always go back into archives for another fermenter counter. But of course, this once again delays the flip back. I'm not sure if that's the intention. Yeah, only people to 1-2 AMTs are King and Man in the Moon. Yeah, okay. I did suspect that Man in the Moon had 1-2. He won what? I think one of the first ones. It might have been the exactly first AMT. Go and check that out again. Yeah, something with the pre-rotation asset op. I think that was, and then he won. I think December. It might have been December. But I can't remember what decks he won. And of course, the King winning back to back, well, almost back to back AMTs. So it is a very elite club now. Yeah. Okay. The King just going back archives for the fermenter counter. I wonder if you see a pop piston, if there's something we need to install. No? Just credit, and install the twin. Alright, so just making sure not to lose his Hoshiko credit. So this is not so bad. Sepke still on 19 credits, and we go for an install now. I suppose we will be seeing another ice on top of this. So Lego to Trash Cleaver draw. So Cleaver is nice. It's pretty nice to see for the King here. Like if now you know, if you manage to find a Simon chip of any kind, this Cleaver comes out for free. and deals with a lot of like common op eyes. We see Sandstone. I mean, needless to say, the Sandstone's already been dealt with this Modulus, but uh, now that lets you like move the Modulus around somewhere else. Border control breaks for 1 credit. Envelopment is like the only real big problem thing. But conversely, now Sepke at least knows that if the king isn't representing access to simul chip, there is a real chance you can get locked out just by showing enough barriers. Okay. Yeah, going back to AMTs, yeah, I mean it's like definitely on the historical record as to who has been winning these AMTs. Like off the top of my head, this year has been, yeah, it's actually just been the King twice and Dragons one rule. As for uh, the ones in 2024, and okay, just off the top of my head, let me see if I can recall. December was Man in the Moon. Uh, November was Augustus. October was Bar. September was Eli, I think. August and earlier, I definitely can't remember. I really can't remember. Yeah. But okay, we have some movement. The king has decided. Okay, so the click one was moshing, trashing a strike five, so draw 5 and gain 3, good value. Click 2 is the price, and so of course, DJ Fenris, Simul Chip, Liberator card, and Paladin Pomo, and all of these cards are pretty sick, honestly. I expect that it's not going to be Liberated account just because the card is probably too slow in this matchup. Although you are sitting on 4 points, so maybe you can afford to pump the brakes a bit. But DJ Fenris for Steve, always incredible in this self-mill decks. You are so often going to get good value out of it. Paladin Pomo is Paladin Pomo. You have a twinning sitting here to charge. And of course, Simul Chip, we've talked about it already. Getting Conduit back, getting Cleaver back, and we have this Fermented ready to pop so you don't lose another program in the process. An impressive memory. Okay, well, the Simul Chip is the choice. All right. I mean, I'm trying to remember what the Q3 AMT winners were. Mm, uh, there was one immediately. Crap. Okay, I really can't remember anything before September. It only goes back 6 months. I'm sorry. Okay, it's a Revolver install. This is oh no, it's the second price. Wow. Okay, completely missed that. Too much AMT talk. So price gets another steel skin. Revolver Audrey Liberated. And okay, that was a pretty fast Revolver pick actually. Would have expected an Audrey install. I guess that's maybe indicative that there's an Audrey in hand. Second Liberated account, we probably don't need that. We've talked about it already. So yeah, it's really between Revolver and Audrey, and Revolver is the pick here. Very interesting. I suppose there is the option of since we have this Revolver which just goes through Tithe at least 3 times for free, you can like crack Fermenter, chip Conduit, and start running R&D to just close the game out with these 4 points that you already have with a Conduit. And I think there is definitely a threat, especially if Sepke is spending a turn off to score something in server 1. I mean, maybe you see a Tucana to show up R&D, because I'm sure that Sepke is very aware there is a Tucana, yep. And trap above the law kills twinning. I mean, probably not twinning, right? There are no targets right now. There are no charge targets, and we see a paladin in the bin already. So I guess it's Oh, it is going to be a tuning. Not the Lego. I thought it was going to be a Lego. Right. April was Tempest on Devil Decks. Smiley face. Oh, yes, yes. Tempest has one. Wait. No shot that. No shot that. Oh, Envelopment and R&D. That is a big committal. That is actually paying actual credits on Tucana. That's very interesting. Like traditionally, like normal the normal fetches are like Tatu Bola just for the econ and the. I mean, it's just a good value a good value install and good econ. But environment is super committal, and that indicates that Sebastian K like really doesn't want R&D to get hammered. You're willing to sacrifice the extra credits for it. But I'm not sure what that represents for HQ. Yeah, I mean probably that there aren't any points in HQ, which means they're all in R&D, which means that the conclusion would be, just gem an envelopment here so I can just start installing in server one and pushing agendas as I draw them, which allows SepK to leave HQ open, and this is especially true since now we know that DJ Fenris is in the bin already, so there's no threat of added HQ pressure. We haven't seen the imp yet either. Yeah, but yeah. But what are we talking about? Yeah, Tempest. Not. Yeah. Now that you mention it, Tempest. I do remember the Devil's Momakua. Uh, and the all pre-rotation War Red Tracker PE. Wait, hold on. Has the King won another AMT last year? There was a big. I know the King published like big Hoshiko, but I can't remember if it was an AMT winning list or a Nationals winning list. But okay, Crack Fermenter charge Audrey almost certainly. Fermenter was 8 credit crack, so not so bad. Okay, Audrey gets charged. Do you run HQ now? Is the question. Or do you maybe? I think there's an argument to contest this Tucana. It will. Botulus gets through Samsung for free. Audrey gets through the Outermost Ice, and the Tucana trash will refund it. Oh, but never mind. It's set case turn. Sleeping. Yeah, the King. What? Nanocivic Act? Possibly, yeah. So, maybe the King is like the only member of the 3 empty club. Okay, this one I have to check later. ABR doesn't let filter results by online. Yeah, it's a little bit annoying. I think what you could do is search by the Null Signal Games tournament creator and go to the NSG profile, and maybe you can search from there. But of course, it won't show you a list. You have to scroll through the tournaments created manually, which is a little bit annoying, but still better than nothing. Yeah, definitely worth checking out. Yeah, Big Hoshiko. This was of course another pre-rotation AMT, which was in June or July, something like that. Maybe August. I think July. No, July. Okay, I really can't remember. I'm sorry. So what's going on? Sepgate, double Ice HQ, install on Tucana. That's a pretty bold install in server one. We have established that the King can get in, unless what he's representing is, of course, server one being either border control or envelopment. But even so, I think I think a border control is fairly straightforward to deal with. You break it once, SepK cracks it, you run archives to charge Audrey again and go back. So, okay, so Leech is to click one install, click to run archives to get your not counter. So you can break 2 eyes with Audrey now, 6 cards in the grip. And you can definitely break envelopment as well. But border control, okay. So border control can pop after this break to get virus. So Leech plus Audrey deals it for free. Don't even need to spend any cards. Very nice. So Sandstone bricks for free. Yeah, this is a basically zero credit run, right? We've seen zero credits, zero credit remote runs all day. All right. So now SepK has to consider the option of cracking this border control. So unless I miss my guess, the literally only thing only border control fetch that ensures an end the run this turn is a Maverus. Because even if fetch magnet, the simul chip here means that oh no, is that true? There is no that we have trashed the program this turn, have we? Oh no, we haven't trashed the program this turn. The fermented pop was last turn. That's correct, right? Yeah, we trashed. Wait, where did the fermenter go? Hold up. Huh. Wait, when was that fermenter trashed? Oh no, wait, what am I talking about? There's a fermenter still on the board. I'm blind, ignore me. Ignore me, chat. Streamer is blind. It's also 2 a.m. Okay. So it looks like it is a Maverus fetch. I don't believe that any other 3-cost upgrades. But we are over installing and trashing. We're over installing and trashing. No, we're not over installing. Who am I kidding? There's it's just a math on HQ, and now of course, the king has the option to just run back and force a math bot, which I think is pretty appealing, considering that you've just forced SepK to spend his op ability for the turn. But considering his options now, but yes, so it will be the challenge. So SepK will be forced to pop this math, but no, looks like he will take this L and pick his battles and save the math for another contest. So we will see what's in this server one. Of course, if it's another agenda, SepK will have another Tucana Fire, and that's not insignificant. But Rashida is the access. Okay. So lots of Audrey counters now. Not that that means anything with this math. But okay, so the king now has to discard 2 cards from the grip. Still holding on to this simul chip. The king has only won two AMTs. Okay, so this would just be the recent ones, I assume. We'll check out. Yeah, I mean, I do remember playing into Big Hoshiko quite a bit pre-rotation, but that may not have been him, of course. Along with management, all right, yeah. I think definitely one thing that NSG could do to foster interest. I don't know. I this is just like me spitballing, but I think there is some merit to treating this a bit more like a sport, like traditional sports in like where you follow maybe not necessarily teams, but definitely follow individual competitors. Like I think about golf, for example. Ooh, okay. Oh, just install plus mana, but okay, interesting. For finding another Rashida, this should be the third Rashida if I don't miss my guess. Yeah, first, both have gotten trash and another ice over top. Okay, very interesting. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I mean, just getting treating it a little bit more like a traditional sport, and with that comes like uh historical historical records and like uh statistics tracking. Although I suppose the second is a little bit hard to track, to keep track of, I should say. Actually, after start of turn, Setk definitely wants to pop this math now. Deny fermented value. Uh, of course, Audrey is basically a hunk of cardboard now. Yeah, I mean exactly, Aksu. It's hard to track stuff, but I think there's some merit to the idea, just that people naturally want to root for the their favorite sports people. Oh, we're catching a Thimblerick. Very, very cool. So yeah, definitely not being able to challenge this Rashid. I don't believe that the king is on pinholes. That's kind of what the beanstalk is about. That is true. Yeah, the beanstalk is controversial. But okay, so I wasn't really referring to like stat tracking in terms of like tournament placements, etc., etc. Uh, Although maybe it is because yeah, it is more of the storyline building as I was referring to. Uh, and so yeah, bringing up stats like specifically stats like like the king and man in the moon are the only two players to ever win two AMTs is an interesting statistic, right? And that uh leads into further discussion, and some other things like Augustus Caesar and Tuno have a long-standing rivalry dating back from so and so AMT, so and so national CBI, blah blah blah, last four meetings, etc. And this is obviously like impossible to track with our current infrastructure for every player and every matchup, but it's definitely something that you can bring up for memorable matchups, like for example Augustus vs Tuno, and and other things like here, like tidbits like I was just mentioning earlier in the stream. Sep K did Oracle for the King just yesterday. Now they're playing against each other. That's interesting. Okay, so Rashida is gonna fire off. Oh, but okay, we see the thin break swap. Okay. Oh, that was exactly. Wait, Sepke. Oh, Sepke has 0 cards in HQ. Damn, I was like 3 cards after the Rashida. Uh, 3 cards after the Rashida fire is not common. The install advance. Damn, that's high tempo. It's very ballsy from Sepke. Essentially saying, I don't like. I mean, he's representing. You are representing free break on Tithe or free break on Sand, so he's just saying, this middle ice on server 1 is gonna keep you out, and I don't care what you're gonna do about it. And that's a very ballsy call, especially with this cookbook install, right? Cookbook simul chip for like whatever, like even the Audrey itself or another botulus get you through this ice always. So like the read is probably this, like, so my call is that the middle ice in server 1 has to be 100% an envelopment. There's no other ice it could be that can keep the king out, I think. Like maybe another border control, but even then I doubt it. That's super risky. Essentially, I want WWE-esque intro splashes sort of. Kind of. Yeah, I was never really that into like WWE, but I do like appreciate like the like crafting, like the storyline crafting. It makes for a very really good storytelling. And I think we've got a lot of that we've got a lot of that in like the modern Netrunner climate with the personalities we have already, which is quite cool. All right, the king going to the tank a bit, thinking in apostrophes. So it's not Kikai thinking. Kikai is just the controller. Yeah, I mean, uh, yeah, I mean, maybe I'm just reading a little bit too much into this whole storyline thing, but I think there's a lot of good things that, like a lot of good stories that can be told, right? Even just talking about Sep K, like we were paired against each other. Our teams were paired against each other, for round one of Fight Club, and I was so shocked uh when I saw that uh he basically had almost card for card. I want to say there's like one card different than most, card for card the same list which I brought to CBI, uh, which I hadn't published yet, right? And I was like so shocked, like how could this possibly have leaked? It doesn't go anywhere, but it turns out it did get because like I talked to the king about it, and the king talked to Seb about it, and Seb remained like didn't have access to the list, but reverse engineered it, and then beat my ass with it. Oh no, not mine. I beat my teammates' ass with it. Iron Fox. I mean, uh, definitely a well-deserved victory there. And I mean, I'm not really that unhappy. I mean, it's a little bit of a nice feeling to know that your deck is good enough to get scouted. You know. Is this the first or second game in the match? This is game one. This is game one. Okay. But yeah, so that's the story of how I got knocked out of how my team got knocked out of Fight Club by my own deck. Yeah, and here it is. I mean, like we ended up collaborating on developing like what you see here today. And of course, this is the list that the king won the AMT with. Uh, so I'm not unhappy about that, and it's like a all's well that ends well kind of thing. It is nice to see. Yeah, I mean the early NSTs of course were incredible. Okay, so that's wait, hold up there. Click a 2 credit fermented trash. Damn, that is means business. Okay, we see. Okay, so this type probably just goes through with we're gonna shoot it twice with revolver. Almost certainly. I mean, there's no way. I mean, I'm not sure what else you're using these counters for. There's no reason not to. Probably. I do wonder what is the solution for envelopment though, because that is my read on what this ice is. Oh, it's a border control. Okay, very interesting. So I guess you can fetch cleaver here. We see heat, of course. Probably important. Yeah, so we see 2 laborites down. Um, so importantly, Audrey Botulus Bussaw Cleaver. So what's the plan here? So we have trashed the program already from this fermenter. So we can chip Cleaver, and that gets in for 1. Botulus bricks. Uh, Botulus bricks Sandstone the first time. Sep K cracks border control. Fetches. I mean, it's hard to tell what gets fetched here just because we don't know what's in hand, but probably not drafter. Oh, I said that. Well, the thing is, Sep K or the king has access to all breakers already at this point. Is the thing. So we'll see what the chip is. I mean, I imagine it's gonna be Cleaver. I think though, if you run back, you are a little bit credit short to break Sandstone with Cleaver, even if you uh, even with the double encounter. So the Sandstone goes on to 4 strength, which is 3 credits to break with Cleaver, and after breaking the border control the first time, you are down to 2. So you would need to have a strike fund in hand. Of course, there is every possibility that there is a strike fund in hand. So because only one in the heap so far, 5 cards in grip, 8 in stack. So two strike funds in 13, extremely likely, and that gets in with a credit to spare, which is very nice. Oh, and Saki is thinking now. Interesting. Is there ever a consideration to pop border control on Sandstone approach? Surely not. Probably becomes an irony or something. I mean for sure. I don't disagree. Like this environment, I think, did a really good job at holding off R&D pressure for a long time, but its time is almost up. You know. And wow, Sepke will crack border control now. That's very interesting. And Magnet is oh wow, okay, this is a pretty heads up play. I didn't see this line. So you can chip the buzzsaw now. The thing is it would cost you 1 credit to install and 1 credit to break Magnet, and now you don't have a botchless for the Sandstone. Very, very sneaky install. I didn't see this play. And of course, this is just basically like one of the 10,000 different tricks that this particular orb variant can do, right? And that's why like every other object, basically the skill cap is so high. The number of combinations you can do. Yeah, and SepK, of course, like none of this is actually costing SepK real money. Like firstly, I mean we talked about like the emptying the regolith earlier. And now with Old Town renovation, beautiful agenda by the way. Yeah, definitely not hurting for credits. Of course, the tragedy is that there isn't another Tucana in order to fire something off. But okay, the king is trashing Steelskin at paid ability speed. Draw 2 cards for a click, for no clicks. Better than drawing 3 for a click and a credit, of course. Yeah, Sep's not gonna make this easy, of course. I mean, both players are excellent, extremely high skilled in their own right. And that's you kind of have to be to make it to round 3 of Fight Club, right? You made it this far. I think, the both of their tournament paths have not been like the smoothest. Of course, Sepke beat me in round 1. And I believe they went on to beat Savage Power Boys, the Jiat stack, in round 2. I think I casted some of those games as well. There was one very memorable game. I think it was Malgan Dragon on Iswak that beat Jiat's Lu. And that was very impressive, I have to say. I did not expect Iswak to be able to pull that off, but here we are. Disgruntled enough, that's not true. You made it to round 3. Well, by definition, if Sep has made it to round 3, so have you. You know, it is what it is. And lasting install fermenter. All right. Yeah, this is an extremely tense game. So this fermenter represents the ability to trash another simul chip without having to trash a program, which is that being said, of course, I probably the king is interested in resetting this Botulus on this magnet sooner rather than later. But I think there is only 1 chip left after this one has been used. Yeah, the first one has been used, so there's only 2 more. So Thimbrick back onto HQ. Advance. Do we see a Tucana manual install? Nothing. Okay, so no upgrades in hand. Looks like, and we're just going to get another another gem into the. So we know this is not a Tucana. We know this is not a Malapert. I think the only Malapert is gone anyway. There's every chance this could be another Mavarus. I'm not sure if SetK would want to commit like a math install pop into Tucana for Old Town. Hold on. Yeah, there's still one Tucana left in the deck. Alright. I'm Tempest just trying to lull my opponents into a false east. I mean, no one believes you, Camellia. No one believes you. Oh no, the music has stopped. Just put on some more chill hop. Chill wave. Whatever. There we go. Is that a bit loud? Ah, it's fine. I think it's a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Thinking again across the face. Alright, yeah, this is an extremely delicate situation now. Of course, I think worth noting on the Klopp side that this envelopment has timed out. It's now just a sitting duck, trash this ice. Which does mean that the king has the option to use this last or this second chip to go to town with a conduit, which we do know is in the heap. There it is. But I think Sepke, has managed to fight tooth and nail, claw this back from a turn 2 4-0 to a 4-4 at this point. Yeah, envelopment with a good run once op triggers exactly. But I'm not sure how we get an op trigger on how we force an op trigger on this board, right? We've seen 2 border control pops already. Is that correct? Yeah, 2 border controls. 1 Mavarus. Okay, Fermenter is the crack. We see where the king wants to go from here. I think there's every chance that we get like a buzzsaw install of this chip. Oh, but no, okay, it's just chipping another Botulus. Okay, so this definitely gets in. No, wait, hold up. No, that's not. Oh no, this Botulus is from hand. That's fine. So you can still chip. You can still chip this this buzzsaw. Yes. Alright, there we go. So Botulus for trashing Botulus to make space for this buzzsaw, go for 1 credit, shoot the Tithe twice, and then Botulus the Sandstone, access server 1. And now we see what Sepke has been cooking in there. I mean, my money is on another Mavericks. That just seems to make the most sense to me intuitively. Because I can't imagine you jam another agenda in here. That just seems way too risky. Oh, but no, we are saving our revolver counters. Okay, that's interesting. Of course, there is Staffgar still lurking around somewhere, but I mean, you probably can't afford Staffgar anyway. Oh, it's a Spin Doctor. Alright. Yeah, I almost forgot the card was in the list, huh? Yeah, okay, yeah, fair enough, actually. We did go through the analysis, so yeah, it probably wasn't the Tucana. You're right. So your spin, Sepke is almost certainly going to pop this. I think you want to get back. A bit tricky, huh? I don't know. You probably don't have time for Rashidas now. Getting Mavarus is, of course, legitimate, but like the king has shown the full breaker suite already, which is a bit annoying. But it will be 2 border controls. Okay, that's my first instinct. Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah, I think if you've drawn the 3rd border control, it's like mission critical to force to shuffle back both other border controls, just because just so your envelopment has like a threatening target. Of course, there are still a bunch of 4-cost ice, Winchester, Stavka, and Horton. That being said, Stavka is like an awful envelopment target. So you can the king will knock Audrey. So okay, you could shuffle a math, sure, but I think that unpoisons archives, which I think is the biggest reason against it, the biggest argument against it. So the Sepk still hasn't used Optiston, which means that running Iron is probably off the table. I mean, you could, but I mean, like giving the cop a free border control never feels good. And you've used your last chip already. Well, your second chip, you have no chip showing, and this is your last click. So it's unlikely that you're able to like make any headway, I should say. And Afsha is the rest of HQ. So how much is this gonna cost? So I think if you are the king here, you just break the 2 credits up and bounce, surely. Because if you break Afsha, well, I guess you could break with Audrey, lose 2 credits and Buzzsaw the Thimble Rip. That kind of works. But you go down to exactly 0, and then you're just praying you hope an agenda because you're on 0 credits and you have no imp. So not amazing. Or you could do it this way as well, and it saves you a card. I completely forgot. Yeah, you can just Audrey the Thimble. Okay. So the king is committing to trying to snipe something out of HQ here, which I find quite fascinating. It does get you a leech counter, which is important. Sebastian could win in 2 turns here. Yeah. That's very true. Okay, we do see a. Oh, that's interesting. We're pumping Audrey with strike fund, getting 2 credits, but spending the credits on Buzzsaw and not on Audrey. So, electing to preserve the Audrey counter. Hostile takeover is the excess. Oh, that's a critical steal for the king, and yeah, as you say, Sepk could win in 2 turns. So, but now he needs to find another hostile. That's very heads up. And yeah, that's a crushing access if you're on Team Virginia Biotech, I have to say. No, I mean, I have to say this has been a banger of a game so far. I really enjoy watching this matchup actually. Mulch versus Skunk. Speaking of which, you haven't seen the Skunk this game yet. Funnily enough, with the king on this credit situation, it could come in relevant. Very interesting. So Sake in the tank now. I think it would have been a very easy like install advance hostile takeover if he hadn't gotten sniped. So we will see. We'll see what the decision is here now. Like I think we have reached a point in the game where like the op bag of tricks is running a little bit thin. I mean, still plenty of gas in the tank, but you have to draw it, right? Like it's still two Mavaras left. All 3 border controls are back in the deck, which means this envelopment is, as we discussed, not runnable unless you want to break it. The remote is a little bit soft, to be fair. The remote is like exactly 1 credit. It's a 1 credit to run remote. A bit of a sad thing. What is the reverse matchup? Let me check. Yeah, of course, it's the Doof Arizona versus the same Opist. Believe in a math killer and put 2 math in a remote. Well, it's always possible, but vanishingly unlikely given the grip situation. Yeah, Sepcake definitely going to attack here. Tricky situation. Ice R&D is the first thing, and Ice HQ is good. That's very funny. I mean, well, funny is the wrong word, but it's an interesting line. And click 3 is install server 1, which we've already discussed, this is a 1 credit run. I think the king would be not unhappy to check out what this thing is, given that it's the best way to farm a knock counter at the moment as well, because Archives has been poisoned. Yeah, +1 -1, the classic. You could get really passive aggressive with the +1 -1s. You know, it just occurs to me. I'm not at all implying that Kika is trying to pack roll. It's okay, they are teammates after all. But yeah, it is something you can just randomly do if you think your opponent's taking too long. Maybe that gets a more of a reaction from them than actually saying hurry up. New Biotech unlock, exactly. Okay, the king back in the tank. I will say that, I mean, for a deck with liberated accounts in it, the king has been running very low to the ground on money all game. Right? I mean, we saw that twinning install, and it didn't do anything before getting above the Lord. And I'm wondering how that might have changed the landscape of the game. Like if the king had been incentivized to get a paladin. Where is the paladin anyway? I don't see it. Ah, it's right there. Yeah, definitely interesting decision. Oh yeah, for sure. It is definitely a way to avoid Janet time of thinking. But doing the offensive +1 -1, let's call it the offensive +1 -1. Like when your opponent is thinking. I'm just wondering. Like it's just another trick in the psychological warfare arsenal. Please, I'm not condoning BMing your opponent, please. Please, everyone deserves to be treated with respect. Alright, click 1 symbol chip. Down to 1 credit. I think like not installing this Paladin Pomo is really hurting, I feel. And then maybe it's too late to do so now, but you still feel it. Click 1 chip, click 2 run remote. This is a 0 credit run, so I assume that something is gonna get traded out for an imp. We do have an imp here, right? I assume we have an imp. Wait, we have no imp? Wait, am I crazy? Is there no imp in the bin? What the? Excuse me. Okay, so revolver only shooting the damage sub. Sub gaining a credit. I guess we find out what this is now. I think if it's a skunk works, the king could be in real trouble. It's another spin. All right. And honestly, probably didn't even need to pop it. Yeah, with the king on 0 credits, a bit pointless. But you know, the card draw is nice. And forces some resource usage. It was like it's a credit, a click, and you Sepk gains a credit himself. Extract and math is the shuffle. Fascinating actually, given that we've already talked about math being good as Archives Poison against this deck. Which probably means that the spin draw drew another Mavaris. That would be my initial read. Interesting. Just definitely now the king can just go back R&D. So go back Archives a couple of times and farm leech counters if he really wants to. Aksu, you know the king did this to himself, right? This had nothing to do with the op, nothing whatsoever. In fact, the deck has fewer cards in it than when Tuno was playing the Grudge op earlier tonight. Does the deck have Clot? That's a very good question. I think the king cut all the tech. Apologies for the flashback. But not yep. So there isn't even a hush here. I believe there was a hush in his AMT list, but there isn't here. Or maybe there wasn't. I don't think that I can't remember. It's not important. Yeah. So no hush, no clot, no tech programs. I do think the math shuffle is very curious. I mean, it does signal quite strongly that there's another that Sepk has access to another math somewhere, but the question becomes: Is it important enough? Is important enough of an ice, sorry, of a card that you're willing to unpoison archives and spend a click to install another math for it, and maybe sometimes it forces you to pop math in a position where you didn't want to. Now is a good time to check. So there are one Steel Skin, one Strike Fund left in the deck. Well, within these 9 cards, one Price, one Liberated Account. One Paladin Pommel. Yeah. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. Something like that. Alright, good night. See you around. Oh, another offensive +1/+1. Very cool, very cool. Kika is learning the ways. Pick one is extract. Alright. Tithe. Tithe for another 3rd spin. There we go. So Lego Mills the 3rd. Liberated. Which will get sent to the bottom, alright. So spin, draw 2. Pretty good value for a extract. Gain 6 credits, draw 2 cards. That's like almost a violet level clearance level of value. Hot damn. Hot damn. So to spend the credits on? Yeah, exactly. I mean, we haven't seen like the chunky ice other than this envelopment, right? Well, I guess we've seen two border controls, but you know, we haven't seen Winchester, we haven't seen Bottom, and of course there's another envelopment. Click to install server 1. It's interesting. That probably indicates that we have another ice install coming. Yeah, there we go. Oh, install. Yeah. So I think Sepk probably contemplating the trash on the Botulus sandstone. I don't know if I would do that myself. I mean, yes, it kind of invalidates the sandstone, but yeah, there we go. But because of this last chip in play, I think it's important that you keep it around, because like if you give the king a chance to just move this Botulus around, you just down one ice for no good reason. You're trading an ice for a chip, and at the so near the bottom of the deck, it's difficult to justify, especially when like labor rights could come down and just shuffle 3 chips back, and now you're just losing the resource war. Oof. I'm tired. This game has lasted an hour, damn. Alright, the king contemplating the simul chip shuffle anyway. Well, program shuffle, not actual shuffle. Nothing. Alright. Now, what is this thing in server 1 is the question. Like, could it be another math? Is the question I'm asking myself. Like, we have a read that there is a math somewhere. The Sepk has access to another math. Go give slow play warnings. I mean, Aksu, like, you know what? You just come in here, +1, -1 them, and get out. It's your prerogative as you know, as the tournament organizer. Just go for the offensive BM tech. Newly discovered. It's okay. Like, I mean, it has been like a 1 hour game, but I'm here with chat, and chat has been, you know, quite talkative today. Shout out to everyone. Always enjoy interacting with you all. Oh no, encouraging BM. It's worse. It's soliciting BM. Just telling Aksu, go get in there. Gonna get cancelled. Rip my stream. Good thing they didn't give me these scoops, huh? Bet you all regretting your decision right about now. Oh, okay, we see click 1, run, click 1 credit, click 2 run. What's the consideration here? Okay. So magnet costs 1 credit to break, drafter 2 credits, and revolver. But I suspect we'll see just an Audrey counter here. Reserve the credits. Yes. Even as we speak, NSG agents are descending on my position. I'm gonna get kidnapped and taken into some warehouse somewhere. It's a shame. I always thought if I was gonna be like abducted by Netrunner players, I always imagined it to be from QTM and not from NSG itself. Okay, strike fun. So the king going up credits on this run, and we will get to find out what is in server 1 here. I mean, I have to expect this a... Oh, okay, it is a math. Okay, so Archives has been poisoned. Uh, we are checking Lego. We're getting Lego now. Okay, so this is on approach. So we'll get the sandstone counter, and it will be 5 credits to break with this cleaver, of which of course the king does not have. Options: chip the watchless back. That gets you in. You can spend 2 clicks, get your knock counter, and trash server this skunk. I suppose it is like ridiculously annoying for the king that he doesn't have imp access yet, which is quite shocking when you think about it. Already, I think the number of cards in this March deck is in a much healthier level than other March versions. I think on 47 cards total, which honestly, like, I think that's like a new record. That's like a record low for March variants. I think my version is like I was playing a 51 card version for some time. I shaved it to 49, which I'm quite happy with, and I really have no idea how he got it to 47. QDEM's infiltrated energy is just one. That is probably true. Okay, yeah, I gotta watch my back. So so what you're saying is they probably don't need to give QTM and or NSG any more reason to kidnap me than they already do, which I can totally get behind. Just stay under the radar, you know. It's okay if you don't get. So like to whom it may concern, I really am not that mad that I didn't get RWR scoops. Please don't kill me. It's okay. All is forgiven. Okay, let me see what happens here. Rush up. Papa. That could actually be a channel emote. +1 -1. I gotta get on that. Speaking of channel, it was like I really do need to check if my commands are working. Like, I don't understand what's going on here. Why does this not work? Why does exclamation mark Hoshiko not work? I don't get it. Yeah, exclamation mark raffle works. What is going on? Do I need to refresh the command? Did it get... So annoying. Maybe I have to reset it. Do that at some point. Alright, shuffling the last spin. Another math shuffle. That's very interesting. Do we have a third math? You know what? Jacques, I need to add MT, exclamation mark Mati in. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. But okay, so the last clip will be a archives run. Yeah, I'm a bit shocked actually that Sep K let the math shuffle back immediately after popping it. I would have imagined that, you know, you want to just jam one in archives and forget about it. And basically close off that server for the rest of the game. Right, bot commands. This is important, I suppose. Yeah, commands is working. So I don't know why this Hoshiko thing isn't working. So odd. Thimble. Where is the thimble? Wait, hold on. Where is the damn thimble now? Okay, it's here. Outside the environment. Interesting. Install. Uh, I mean, if it's a double install, I will bet a lot of money that one of them is a virus. Okay, Lego Trashing Imp. Uh, about damn time, I have to say. Oh, double advance. Okay, hostile takeover. We found the second hostile from Sepk. Very interesting. So Sepk on game point, while both players on game point. Kikai or the king has been for a while now. But Sepk now one audacity or slash and burn away from closing this game out. So if it were me, probably the king needs to find a way to get back into HQ somehow. Yeah, so I suppose the drawback of this play is that now the skunk works, if you're looking to fast advance out the win, the skunk works on server 1 looks a bit weird now. Like if for example it was on HQ, it would look a lot better. But we'll see. Maybe there is still a play to there is still a play to try and push another Oak Town or whatsoever. Because there are only 3/2s left on deck, I believe. One Atlas and one As If Protocol. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay. Only 2 Audacity targets. So the rest of the agendas are like Oak Town, Slash and Burn. So 2 of the 5 agendas remaining are fast advanceable. Although, of course, if you have Audacity and Slash and Burn, you can fast advance Oak Town, which is very cute. And we haven't gotten any HQ accesses in a while, so it's impossible to say what's in hand. Okay, the last one was the hostile takeover, of course. And if I had to be pressed, I think the one is a bit of a strong word, but one of the weaknesses of the deck for sure is like sometimes you just draw the agendas in the wrong order. Like you draw your small agendas first and then your Oaktown last, and sometimes by that point it's impossible to score in Oaktown because like the runner's really been too set up, and that's like problematic. So what's the play here? We still do have conduit access on the king's side. Oh, the defensive +1/-1. We see it now. So what does it cost to get into R&D? technically nothing, which is quite funny. You literally just let envelopment fire, but probably that's not the smartest thing to do. Well, I mean, if you can force the border control pop on the turn that you pop the envelopment, it's not so bad because you don't get a 3-coster from op. But the question is whether whether you're able to do that efficiently. And let's not forget that Sepke can just never let the envelopment get touched if he's not inclined, just because the Timber can swap away and get the re-encounter, etc. etc. Because otherwise it would be a 5-credit break for Cleaver, and that's not fun. Or 2 credits and a counter for Audrey. 2 cards and a counter. Click 1 is Run Archives. Okay. Farming Audrey Leech. So click 1 Run Archives, click 2 Run HQ. 2 Audrey counters now. Fairly safe against everything. Ooh, this one is a doozy though. That's the last. That's another 3 revolver bullets probably. Almost certainly, right? This is what I've been saving it for. Winchester Afshar. What a card. Two credits, 3 counters to break. You just expect what we see here. I mean, the option is Leech Audrey, 1 card, 2 counters, but that doesn't seem great because you still have to deal with Afshar. And I feel like you might as well spend revolver counters. You've been saving it for a reason. What's the consideration here, I wonder? Maybe there's a case to get a Botulus, but that only deals with 2 counters. It probably has to be either Revolver or Audrey Leech. And then after that is Afshar. So how do you deal with Afshar? Afshar is Buzzsaw, 3 credits with Buzzsaw. So with 6 credits, 1 on Revolver. 6 credits, so you spend 2 on Revolver, 3 on Buzzsaw. You go down to 1 credit. And you have Audrey Leech for the 3rd ice, whatever it is, and you almost certainly can break that. But the problem, once and always, is that we do not have imp access for the king. Of course, it's if you're as good as he is at ripping agendas off of HQ, it doesn't matter at all whatsoever. But for the rest of us, it's a problem. And if you access an Audacity, that's like really problematic, right? All 3 spin doctors have been used, so anything is that's trash is staying trashed. And that's important. Alright, Sub K needs to consider whether to rest this HQ, 3rd HQ ice or not. Down to 1 credit on the king only. With this, snap rest border control, fair enough. So you can go through this for 0 credits. And I guess you pop it, right? I think you always insta pop it. probably for math. And if it's probably for math, then probably the king should be using Audrey Leech instead of trying to preserve counters and use cleaver. Right. Okay, we will use cleaver to break. Interesting. Down to 0 credits. And do we see a bottom control pop here? I imagine we do. There we go. Yeah. So op trigger. Some shuffles. This has to be a math, right? I can't imagine anything else. Yeah, so the king of course deciding on Lego. We're going to Lego. Yes, we trash liberated. We probably bottom that and draw. We just bottom bet. No reason not to. Okay, so we're very well defended Mavaris here, behind 3 eyes and a Managam Skunkworks. The king on only 2 clicks and 0 credits. Probably looking a little bit problematic to get any more meaningful accesses now. I suppose there's always the option of running R&D now that the op trigger has been used, which forces the Thimberwick swap on top of envelopment. But that's costing 2 Audrey counters, and now you don't have anything to deal with the ice behind it. I guess you can chip Botulus on top, but that costs MU, which you don't really have. Oh no, I take that back. You probably can Botulus the take the Botulus off of the Sandstone if you don't intend to run there anymore. If you think that the game is in Centrals, which it probably is, to be fair. Yeah, so 7 cards. We know it's like Strike Fund, Steelskin. Strike Fund, Steelskin, Price, Imp, Chip. Oh no, there's a chip in play. So Strike Fund, Steelskin, Price, Imp, Liberated Account, Paladin, how many cards is that? 7. So we're missing 2. How many labor rights in the list? Labor rights, 2 labor rights. I guess the problem is with 2 labor rights and a DJ Feminist in the bin, you kind of have to buffer one of them back in order to keep playing the game past a certain point. You buffer the labor rights and get the labor rights DJ or something like that. Run RD twice for the free environment trash and probably forcing math is not too bad. Yeah, I can kind of see that. So there is a line. So the thing is, Thimberwick protects the envelopment at least for the first pass, right? Because you swap the envelopment in front. But what you could do is run Thimberwick, brick with Audrey, swap with envelopment, and then jack out, and then run the envelopment that's now in front, and it's not protected by Thimberwick, which is a very heads-up play. So you get the free envelopment trash, and then you still get to progress past Thimberwick and into the third eyes and maybe get an access on R&D. I mean, literally, you're on literally zero ordering counters and zero credits. So literally anything will get you. You have one chip, but you might want to use that for something else rather than resetting Audrey. That doesn't feel that good. But it is a line. There are 10 agenda points left in the game somewhere in 20 cards. Yeah, so I mean the game, I mean, who knows where the game is right now, right? If Seb K has Audacity Azif in hand, it's just basically Jover. But there's every chance that he doesn't. He hasn't drawn it yet. There's still 16 cards left in the deck. And as Judd has pointed out previously, sometimes you just draw 4-2s and can't score them, and it's very sad. Oh, excuse me. We are buffer driving a strike fund. That's exciting. What is happening here? Alright, we steal skin. Draw 2. So we have a strike fund in hand. We do both these cards with the deck, of course. I would say there's still one strike fund left actually because one got put on top of the deck from the heat. So all this is still clickless. The king still has the option of challenging R&D. Zero credits is of course very spooky. Oh, I mean, I'm actually quite shocked at this buffer drive choice. I thought it's like for sure going to be labor rights and you can start the chain, and then the labor rights can shuffle back the strike fund, right? Yeah, not the labor rights to get two strike funds seems what exactly. Although I should say both labor rights and DJ are in the bin now, so that's a bit tricky for random to get any like infinite engine going, because I do believe it's on one only one buffer drive. Yeah, so not great. But still, you would imagine that the like getting labor rights would be the first choice rather than the strike fund directly, even if you are not trying to get a combo off, infinite combo, credit combo off. Hmm. Oh, it is late here. It's almost 3 a.m. Practically 3 a.m. now. I don't know if I have it in me to do game 2 chat. I'm sorry. It is a work day tomorrow. Alright, we strike fund from credits. We knew of course the strike fund was there. There's still one more in the deck. The grip between the grip and the stack. Oh no, actually it has to be in the hand now because we know the bottom card is liberated account. Still have not set up real internet to jump in stream a second game. Wait, Axu, I didn't know you had internet problems. Whoa, that's a spicy last click run HQ into a Winchester into Perch. Excuse me. Of course, we have simulchip value here. Well, value is a strong word, but yes. I mean, the king uh, can always pull himself out of this situation here with a revolver into simulchip revolver into shoot the Winchester, of course, and then you can still buzzsaw the Afshar, and you still get it with 1 credit. I think the biggest problem here is that somehow, some way, there's still 2 imps in the king's hand, which haven't gotten the chance to get it installed, just for MU issues. And that's what kind of happens like when you're trying to the that's what happens when you what was I gonna say? Yeah, when you have a full breaker suite plus Audrey, that's 5 MU already, and then you only have 2 MU remaining for utility programs. And this case, it's Botchless Leech. Okay. Looks like we have a undo of Strike Fund. This is just a click 3 run. Okay, Sep K. Still popping the math on this 3 run instead, even though the Strike Fund wasn't played. I think that's fine. So we will chip Revolver and Brick down to 1 credit, which is just nice for this Buzzsaw to break Afshar and not lose any value. You will get your Leech. Is this the first run this turn actually? Successful run. Cut turn. No. It is, so it will be. Oh! Damn! Such and burn in hand. That's it, indeed. Wow, what a game. I'm wondering if there was another 3-2 in hand. I've been lazy to correct the router, you joking? Actually, what the? What the? And Sefke saying feel like to alter the schedule of the games. Now, yeah, should have killed Lago, definitely. I mean, we didn't see a Paladin Pomo install the whole game. And yeah, the twinning would have done nothing, you know. Hand was all agendas. I see. Right. Yeah. Yeah, what a read by the king. I think there was like some intuition that there were points in HQ, but I think all points in HQ was a little bit of a stretch. Alright. Alright, I think that's it for the game. Let me just jump and say that oh, actually, I've just seen your message. I'm sorry. I completely didn't see like the Discord streamer mute is I didn't catch the message. Right. So just let me check. Definitely out for the rest of this one. Well, thanks everyone for watching. It's been a hell of a game. It's a 90-minute game. But you know, definitely worth staying up and sticking it out to watch. Definitely enjoyed. I mean, there were a lot of interesting lines to consider, and for sure, yeah. For sure, yeah, this will be going up on the YouTube probably tomorrow. Yeah, thanks, and not a problem, Jacques. I will see you all very soon. I will be definitely casting My next cast will be something on Thursday morning, between Center and I can't remember who, but I'm casting Center's game on Thursday morning. So Thursday morning my time, so probably Friday night for most others. Uh, and yeah, I'll catch the rest of you again whenever. And yeah, peace out.